Welcome back to another weekly summary where we summarize the week. I'm Micha from Micha Stocks, and the most common two-letter words that were mentioned this week were A and I. Hello again and welcome back to the channel. I'm Micha Stocks from our channel Stock Talk with Micha Stocks, where we talk about stocks for educational purposes. This is not financial advice, and everything you see here is of course only my opinion. This is our YouTube channel where you can subscribe if you haven't so far and turn the bell notification into all, and by that you'll be notified every time a new video is posted, usually Saturday night Eastern or Sunday morning if you're in a different time zone. Let's dive into the major averages. This is how they ended the week. The Dow losing 1.27% of its value. S&P losing a fraction, 0.19%. NASDAQ gaining 0.74%, mainly due to Google. We'll talk about Google in a second. And Russell losing almost 1%, mainly due to the regional banks. Year to date, Dow is still up, while the Russell, the IWM, is down by 0.5%. One is up 0.5%, one is down 0.5%. S&P up 7.84%, and NASDAQ 18.27%. At the end, we'll see how they're operating actually on the charts. When we look at the crypto as I'm recording this, Bitcoin is in the value of 26,821, which means that it's lower 3.2% than earlier this week. And ETH is down 3% year to date, 61 and 49 between Bitcoin and Ethereum. When we dive into the sectors, we can see communication services up by 2.37%, again due to Google. Consumer discretionary also on the green. All the rest are on the red. Leading the red is the energy due to declining oil price. A double dive in, we can see the different industries with solar up 2.46%. Mainly on Friday, mainly due to First Solar, up 22%, and that provided more steam for other solar stocks, but most of the week they were on the red. Leading the red is, of course, regional banks, PacWest, Western Alliance, and other, which are still under a lot of pressure, mainly stock market pressure, less of other things, but we'll talk about PacWest, which delivered an announcement which wasn't that positive. This is our heat map. We can see that on a week where Amazon is up 5.7%, Google is up 12%, Apple is up, Microsoft is up, and Tesla is up, which are the biggest rectangulars on the board. It means that the whole market currently is being pulled mainly by the heavy lifters, while underneath we see a lot of carnage. Is that a sign for a problem? We might see that in the next few days. Let's dive in directly to the news. This is the CPI, which was released this week. It showed that there is still inflation in the US. Prices are still rising month over month. But when we compare it on a yearly basis, we see continuous decline of the headline CPI, while the core actually isn't changing that much. Mainly, it's what it's included and not included. But we are now at a point where the CPI, the Consumer Price Index value, is lower than the Fed's funds rate, which means that we're at a point where the Fed is more than encouraged to stop raising rates. Also, we had the PPI. On the PPI front, we see here again, the estimations were 0.3% gain. We got only 0.2%. So we are seeing prices not decreasing yet, but at least not rapidly increasing. And this is signaling to the Fed, maybe you should calm down. And this is, or maybe was, worth $150 billion.
AI, generative AI, AI as AI. It uses AI to bring AI.
What you just saw is Sundar Pichai, Google's CEO, mentioning AI 143 times. Not only he, but all the Google employees that went on stage 143 times, which in average of the length of the video means that they mentioned AI at least 1.1 times every minute. Think about it. Every minute you would say AI. I actually mentioned AI already 4 times, and we're at or 5 times, and we're at the 5th minute of the video, so I'm good with that average as well. Sundar Pichai, through the new presentation of Google, introduced Bard, which is their equivalent to ChatGPT. It is now available to everyone. You can launch it by clicking bard.google.com. You can ask them questions. You can ask how the stock market performed. You can ask how did Apple stock perform this week? Question mark, enter, and it is supposed to give you the answer. Now, I have no idea if it's the right answer or not because I haven't clicked it yet. But yes, as you can see, Apple stock closed at this and that. This is what it did. This is a different performance. It gave you everything in seconds. And of course, you can use it to write essays, to answer emails, to do a lot of things. A very interesting presentation by Sundar Pichai and his team. You should look it up. It's on YouTube. Let's continue. This is the amount of mention of the letters AI during earning calls. Google 65, Facebook 57, AMD, Microsoft, you can all see them. Everyone is talking about AI. And if you're not aware of the capabilities of Bard, if you haven't played with it, or ChatGPT, or Bing AI, then you can stop the video now and start using them. At least work with them, play around with them, even if they're wrong, because the future is now. It's happening. And if you're not on the AI train, then you might be left back in the station. Debt ceiling is going to be front and center in the next 10 days until, or it will be raised, or America would default, or it might be a third option that we're not thinking about. Everyone is pressured by it. The debt ceiling is the level where the government stops paying bills. They're defaulting, which means that government officials will not have work anymore, or actually will need to sit at home, things like that. This is not good for the American economy. Last time that happened, the stock market in 10 days dropped 15%. You do not want that to happen. Before those, let's start with this. We had several earnings reports, very interesting ones from Lucid and Fisker, which realized that producing prototypes is easy, as Elon Musk mentions, but creating a production line is a lot more complicated. Lucid with very bad results. Fisker delaying their release. We got other companies mentioning AI. Some are gaining a value from it. Some are losing. Palantir, for example, gained a lot of value. Walt Disney, or Disney, which mentioned it, but actually also mentioned that they lost 4 million subscribers, dropped from it. PayPal is not introducing their new CEO that is replacing their current one by end of the year, and the stock is really being punished for it. Is it a good opportunity or not yet? I believe not yet. It might be a good opportunity in the future. This happened on Thursday. Elon Musk, through Twitter, of course, his own media outlet, says that he's excited to announce that he has chosen a new CEO for Twitter X. The mention of she automatically sparked a whole wave of rumors. She will start in 6 weeks. Whole wave of rumors. Actually, after less than 24 hours, it was clear who the person is. Linda Yaccarino, NBC senior VP or chief executive of ads. So Elon Musk does something that might be genius. He went to the very, let's say, first place that hates him so much, the media. And he took the most prominent person there that's in charge of advertisers, and he brought her to manage Twitter, being an ad platform. Genius, a great decision, or a bad decision? For her, a dream job. For Elon, he will need to start working with a CEO that Elon, as a CTO, is reporting to, but also is his owner. Complicated? We'll let Linda take care of that. She's considered very highly in the industry, and it would be very interesting to see how the narrative might change of Elon being the devil to, Elon's a great boss. Yes, no, we'll see. By the way, this interview was held a month ago. You can see that also on YouTube, between Linda and Elon Musk. This might be her job interview. We don't know. We might know in the future. Meta unveils their AI focused on advertisers building their campaigns. That also launched this week. Tesla recalls 1.1 million cars in China. Sounds dramatic, but you know how the Tesla recall went? Very easy. Over-the-air update. Apple, in the last month, had more than 10 recalls. You probably didn't hear that, right? Of course not, because they were over-the-air updates. Well, the term recall will need to change because this is pretty much ridiculous, taking a headline saying Tesla recalls 1.1, which is only a software update to the platform. No one needs to come to the garage. No one needs to schedule anything. It happens automatically. Janet Yellen, very worried about the debt ceiling. Now, is she playing poker with the market, with the Republicans, or is she really worried? We will never know. What we do know is that she keeps saying that this will create a lot of uncertainty, and the deadline is June 1st. Jamie Dimon also is afraid of the debt ceiling situation and created a war room to prepare the bank for US defaults because of the debt. Peloton is not going default yet, but they recall 2.1 million bikes. This is the email I got saying your bike is not recalled, but someone else's is. So I don't know if it's something that I need to be calm about or worried about. I don't know. Pacific West reported this week on a special reporting that due to all the news around May 4th and May 5th, that they're in negotiations to raise more debt, deposits went down 9.5%. Now they're blaming the media for creating this, let's say, reduction in deposits, but at the end of the day, regional banks are still under fire, and we're seeing their stocks dropping one after the other. Microsoft freezes. They decided that they're not increasing the salaries this year. It's a year of efficiency. That's the best way to describe it. Jamie Dimon, we're back with Jamie. A lot of quotes this week since he was in France and gave an interview to Bloomberg. He also mentioned that the fact that short sellers are shorting regional bank stocks is creating some of the downshift on these stocks, and maybe the SEC should ban them. Is it a good idea or a bad idea? You tell me right in the comments below if you think it's a good idea to ban short selling on banks, or isn't it a good idea? I am not sure it's a good idea. I'm not sure it's a bad idea. I think it's a complicated idea, because if you start banning short selling on one sector, why not the other? Why not ban short selling on cybersecurity stocks? They're important. Why not ban? So you can go on and on. Polestar cut 10% of their workforce and delaying their new SUV to 2024. Usually when you're delaying something, it means that your cost structure is starting to get hurt, and probably that's why the stock went down not only the day the news broke, but also in the last few months. Robinhood, a new venture coming out of Robinhood, or actually a new idea. Instead of just trading stocks between 9:30 and 4 p.m. or extended hours if you have that capability, they're saying why not trade stocks 24 hours, 5 days a week? They're going to enable 24 ETFs in stocks at the beginning, usually the bigger ones, which are Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Amazon, and others, to be traded 24 hours, 5 days a week. Is it a good idea, bad idea? We will see. Wendy's, Google, AI combined together, drive-through might be change altogether. The next generation order taking, an AI chatbot will talk to you while you're ordering your Wendy's burger and fries. Sorry, with nuts. Everyone who know, if you know the joke, you know the joke. Is it going to change ordering forever? We might see that as well. Amazon also with a lot of new pilots coming out. You see, when you need to be more cost efficient, your brain starts to work. They're saying the following: why are we sending so many delivery trucks? Customers that are in the close vicinity of warehouses, tell them to come and pick up their package by themselves. We'll give them $10 voucher. Sounds interesting, and that might be part of their bigger plan of reducing cost while delivering packages faster. Is that going to help Amazon stock gain back the percentage that it's lost in the last year and a half? we shall see. NVIDIA is also gaining a lot of advantages through their virtual machines. When Google on stage mentioned that they're using NVIDIA capabilities to empower AI. Disney, very bad quarterly report, losing 4 million subscribers, but also mentioning that they're combining ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney into one combined app. And everything is in focus to, of course, increase revenue and profitability. Fisker, we talked about delay. Palantir, a year ago, they purchased gold bars. Everyone was afraid the world is ending. And Palantir has the analytics to prove it. Well, this week they sold the gold bars. So maybe the world isn't ending. Maybe we are not in an Armageddon scenario. I don't know. We might see that maybe next week. So what's going to happen next week? These are the companies that are going to report. We are going now to the smaller companies, or relatively smaller, but a lot of emphasis on retail this week. Look at the retail companies. So we have Home Depot opening up the retails. Then we have Target and TJX. We have Walmart and others, and Ross Stores, of course. This is during the week. We also have a few software companies. We have a few Chinese companies like Baidu and Alibaba and others. So we're more sporadic on the companies that are reporting. And at the end of the week, we also have John Deere and Foot Locker. From an economic calendar point of view, we mainly have Fed speak. Fed Bostic is speaking. Fed Barkin is speaking. Fed Mester is speaking. Fed Kashkari is speaking. A few years ago, no one knew the names of the Fed members. Now they are rock stars. Should they be rock stars? I'm not so sure about that. And while everyone is looking at the debt ceiling, Biden is going to Japan. He's leaving the Democrats and the Republicans to solve the debt crisis, which is becoming a debt crisis. But in the meantime, the stock market is stuck between, this is the S&P, of course, between 4,000 and 4,200, as you can see, stuck in the middle, waiting for some kind of resolution. If America is going to default, the resolution would probably be dropping down. If there's going to be a good resolution, probably going up. The only thing that I can see in the charts that have changed in the last week or two, and I can change this to weekly candles, every bar here is a week. You can see that we're stuck in the same area for over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. The only thing that has changed on my charts is the colors that I made the green more vibrant. And by that, we summarized this weekly summary, which was shorter than usual. I could have mentioned AI almost every minute, which I didn't. I let Google do that. This leaves you time to go back to Google presentation, Google I/O 2023. Look at it. Look at all the amazing things they've unraveled. Google, no doubt, brought themselves back in the competition. And now we have an AI war, an AI race. Who's going to be better? And for us, the consumers, the investors, the business owners, the entrepreneurs, we're just getting powerful, even more powerful tools to be better. And maybe we'll make some more money. If you enjoyed everything you saw, it would be great if you can smash that like button. And also, you can share this video with others. Every week, they'll get a consistent weekly summary. Till next time, I'm Micha Stocks. Bye-bye.